I think I am. Hello? All right. We are recording. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Okay, hi. Hello, fourth and fifth graders. Today we're going to be showing you how to use iMovie a little bit faster. If you've never used it before, this is a great intro to this. If you have used it before, you can watch this to just brush up and make sure you know some of these shortcuts. Or you can see, oh wow, Miss Hollenbeck, you don't know everything and I know something cooler. So you can definitely show me that because I would not consider myself an iMovie expert, but I'm at least going to help you guys through this. So, hopefully you can see everything on my screen. If not, then this will be very interesting. So, first things first, if this is my desktop, right, and we're all starting here, you can go to iMovie in two different ways. You can, or actually a couple different ways. If you click F4 on your keyboard at the very top, it'll bring up a screen like this, and then you can go to iMovie right over here. If you don't feel like pressing multiple buttons, you can go to Finder, the little guy with the Picasso face right here. Click on him. And if you go to Applications, all of these applications, at least on mine, are listed in alphabetical order. So if we're in M's, I need to go to iMovie, so I'm going to go up, and there it is. Cool. I'm pretty sure you can also search for it right here in the search bar if you really want to type that in, and then it'll bring up the app too. Cool, yeah? So, however you want to find it. Click on it, let's open it. Groovy. Now we're going to wait for it to open. And I know it's opening because it's going to click boobity boo, you know, doo 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 doo. And we're waiting, 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 and we're waiting. Ah, yes, beautiful. Oh, mine opens to theater. That's odd. It usually opens to library. That's okay. So I have two videos here. This is of Miss Troutman. She recorded an all-state audition. Don't worry, Evie. I'm not like putting you on blast here. So if we go to library first, okay? If you have already started a project in iMovie, you'll already have an event in here, so don't worry about this next step. If it's your first time using iMovie and you need to start a project altogether, the first thing you need to do is 2015 will probably be highlighted. If it's not, just highlight this year, go to File, and go to New Event. Okay? Click on New Event. I promise you. It's not scary. It's going to bring up today's date. For right now, I'm just going to keep it as that, so that way I know when I made this file. You can always change the name later. So my event is 10/12/15. Now in 10/12/15, I can... Why is all this in here? I don't want this. Sorry. In 10/12/15, I have nothing yet, right? I just created it. It's a brand new project. So let's say I want to put some media in there. I can take a bunch of different options. If you have photos you want to put in here, like let's say I had my photos of my sad French horn and my sad saxophone and my sad xylophone and my sad guitar. So sad. I could just highlight these. These were all on my desktop. I took these with Photo Booth. And I saved them to the desktop. Actually, you know what? Let's show you how to save a desktop or Photo Booth photo. There we go. So as long as I'm here, I'm going to go back to Applications. I'm going to go to P for Photo Booth. And let's say I've been taking pictures of Photo Booth. Hi, we're in the music room, yay! And let's say I'm going to take a photo like, what's up, music? Word. So now I have a photo, right? So how do I get this photo to save? What we can do here is I can just, if I minimize this and minimize this and do this and oh gosh, I'm gonna get rid of this right now and minimize all this stuff, and then I can just click and drag a photo to be right here. Okay, so that was my photo from today. Now I'm gonna exit out of Photo Booth. Okay, fine, there we go. So there's my photo, right? It says photo on 10/12, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm going to go to Import Media again. I'm back in 10/12/15. And now my photo pops up. It says duration 10 seconds. Don't worry about that. We can change how long it lasts and do all that later. Import selected. Coolio. Now my photo's in here. right? That does not mean it's a movie yet. It just means that I have this file in my event. And let's say, just for funsies, I also wanted to, wait, what am I doing? I also wanted to record a video. Let's say if I'm, for my project, if I'm recording myself talking about an artist, I would go to import again, import media up here, and let's say this time I want to record myself talking. So I'm going to go to FaceTime camera, and then I'm going to record this. I think the time is off, at least for me it's off. So if it looks weird, my bad. So let's say I start recording here. Hi, my name is Miss Hollenbeck. One of the greatest saxophone players of all time is John Coltrane. He's really super known for his saxophone, for his jazz style saxophone, and he has tons of CDs out. His best like record selling album was called like Blue, I think. Blue something, I forget. But he was really popular like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and he has a son, and he also, he was a landmark musician. So let's say that's my little bit about my artist, okay? I'm going to stop recording. And then, even though nothing shows up here, I'm going to close out this import media section. And then, oh, it should have showed up here. I think my computer's just like freaking out because I was recording so many things at the same time. Maybe not. Okay. I don't know where it is. Where'd you go? Maybe I can't record it since I'm recording this too. Okay, that's fine. But that's how you would have recorded a video if you wanted to. And it should have popped up down here. If it didn't, then we'll talk about that later. So let's say for right now, let's say I'm also going to copy and drag you haven't seen this yet, my Mickey Mouse version of this. I'm going to double click my Mickey Mouse interview, and I'm going to click and drag it into 10, 20, 12, 15. So that way I have a video to work with. So now we have a video and we have a photo in here. So what do I do with it now, right? Because it's not a movie yet. Now I have to go to New Movie. And I'm going to select, you can select a theme from wherever you want. I don't really care, so I'm going to do, let's say, playful, because we're very playful here. Yes. And I'm going to title it iMovieExample, because this is an example of how to use iMovie. I'm going to say it's in the 10, 12, 15 event, so that way every file I have under that event is going to be used in iMovieExample. I can always add more to it, but it's kind of like showing me where all my data is for that. Okay, click OK. Groovy. And now you have this kind of workshop down here you can click and drag and do everything to. So let's say I want to put my movie in, well, I want to put my photo in first. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to click and drag my photo, put it in Foistia. Actually, I'm going to put it over here. Actually, no, I'm not. Here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to put a title screen in first. So if you look over here in Content Library, you can put in all sorts of cool stuff. Like you've probably seen in PowerPoint before. You can make transitions, which we'll talk about in this one second. But right now I'm going to go to titles because this is where you can put like a opening credit screen. You can do something coolio. You can type your text. So here I have opening theme. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to drag it to the very front. Opening title. And right now all it says is opening title. I can go up here and I can actually click the words and change it to say, what's that? Music is cool. Okay, and then it's going to change that to music is cool. And then let's say after this, I can go back to my files up here, and then after the opening credit, I can put in a photo of me. And then after that, I can put in a photo of Mickey Mouse. So I have all my files right now in here, and there's certain sound in here. And let's say that's all well and good. Let's say I wanted to add a super cool transition between two of these files. Cool? Because right now, if I want to play an example of my whole thing from start to finish, I'm going to click and drag and go to the beginning, and here's everything I have so far. Oh boy! And what about that? Okay, I'm not going to play you that right now because it's slightly embarrassing, and we'll just get to it later. It's nothing bad. It's just, my Mickey voice is ridiculous. So, so you saw that it already had a slight transition here. It already kind of faded. But let's say I wanted something different. Let's say I wanted to change that transition out. So what I could do is, if I wanted to go up here, I have different kinds of ways it could switch out. Let's say I wanted a swap transition. So that means it's going to swap from this screen to this one. I could just put that here and put it right in the middle. And then it should just swap out. And you see that little square box with the two triangles in it? That's my transition. And you can tell because it's the same kind of symbol over here. So that's one way to do it. Now, one last thing before we end this. If you wanted to add a sound clip, like let's say some background music, like I did in my example movie, then what you would do is you would go to, let's say, wherever you had your music from. If you had it in iTunes, you could use iTunes. Oh my gosh, I have nothing but like Kids Bop in here. If you wanted sound effects and you had sound effects you wanted, you could totally drag these. These usually come with GarageBand, so you can definitely use these. Or you can go to GarageBand files and it'll bring up anything you have saved there. Either way, all you have to do is click and drag. So let's say, just for funsies, Anger's Away. I'm going to use the United States Navy Band theme song. Just for funsies, all I'm going to do is click and drag it. And I'm going to put it underneath so I can see it. And now, just by doing that, I can click play. Oh, if I go back to the beginning first. Oh my goodness. And now I'm music in the background. Yay. Now let's say when I get to the movie part, there's a lot of noise going on. So what if I want the music to like back off for during that time so that way I can hear what the movie is saying here, right? That makes sense. I'm going to click on not the music, I'm going to click on my film clip, and then I'm going to go up to the top here, and you see there's like a little sound thing here, noise reduction and equalizer. Yeah, I'm going to click on that. And then once I click on that, see this option? It says reduce background noise. Oh. And then I'm going to click yes to that. And then only for the length of this clip, it's going to reduce the sound of our soundtrack in the background to make sure that we can hear the video. So now it'll only sound like this. And then if I were to have longer lasting clip, it would get back to louder at the end of this movie clip. So hopefully that helps us at least get started with iMovie. Again, if you go back to titles, you can take a lot more. You can put in other kind of little interjections here and there, and you can also put in a closer at the very end. And that says, I don't know, the end or goodbye, or your hashtag save the instruments vision statement. That's where you could go. Oh, look, they even have a Star Wars one. That's awesome. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, ask me or Mr. Coyne, and good luck.